Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've still got to discuss it now on stream. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've noticed. But I may be carrying some particularly strong branding today. Okay, I'm going to point it out to you. If you look really closely, you can see that there's all of the PUBG. I'm going to tell that because while we're looking at the screen through these. Anyway, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Twitch.tv/Scream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the Batman dressing gown guy we call Billy.
That's me. Yeah,
Alright.
So in Batman, got my Batman pajama bottoms on, got my Twitch thermal thing on because it is absolutely freezing, and you've got robotic voice again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold that thought. Gonna be happy. Should be good. Let me just listen to my own voice in my ear. 1 second. Should. Yeah. Oh, wait. Be good. Let me just listen to my own voice. Yeah, it's nice. Gagad. Welcome. Am I pronouncing that Gagad? How do you want me to say this? But welcome in. Thank you very much for the warning of the robotic voice before we got so far in. Cheers, dude. Much appreciated. But anyway, as we were saying, welcome in, everyone. The reason I had my PUBG hat and the PUBG glasses on, and the reason that we're going to try keep the pace pretty high through this, is because we have a charity stream later on today. For those of you who don't know, type !C4C in the chat, which is Chicken for Charity. We are taking part in the Chicken for Charity showcase, which is a PUBG event aimed at raising money for special effect. So Team Jelly Media are in that. Myself, Bib, will be joined by Beans and Kangaroo Dog TV. Go check them out. Pronounced like Grandad, spoken by a Gagad. Are you a Grandad? Welcome in. Bring all the family. It's fine. So yeah, we are taking part in Chicken for Charity today in aid of special effects. So we're going to try pick up the pace because we've got to get through the scoop, we've got to get through Masters of the League, have a conference call, we need to do the school run, and then from around 4-ish, we'll be on stream because the tournament kicks off at 5. So we'll be on from around 4-ish, maybe try get final practice game or 2 or 3 depending on how long we survive in it before we actually start. But yeah, we'll be streaming from 5 tonight till around 10, so 5 full games of PUBG. There'll be some PUBG content creators, there's teams from PUBG Europe involved, as well as the likes of KFC Gaming, Criterion Games, CodeSync, Sega have got a few teams in there, so there's quite a lot of teams taking part, and Team Jelly are rounding things off as Team 20. They saved the best team to last. Anyway, we're going to pick up the pace, jump into the news. So, as mentioned, we'll try keep rolling. I was about to say, at least we're not leading with a headline Xbox or PS5 story, because that tends to slow things down, as we've seen for last week. Whenever we start speaking about the new consoles, there's so much opinions, so much news, so much stuff happening thick and fast that we sit on those stories for quite a while. However, we're not leading with a PS5 story or an Xbox story today, but 75% of the news articles are Xbox related. So, we'll see how we get on. We'll jump first of all into the first news story of the day. As mentioned, not Xbox, not PS5, something different. As a new challenger arrives. This is Amazon announcing its cloud gaming service Luna. I say a new challenger. Amazon obviously has its own studios. They tried to... What was the game that they released recently? Crucible?
No world, a new world.
Is that what it was? Okay. Yeah.
New world.
I can't remember. There's something that looked odd. Maybe Crucible is just the Destiny thing.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, Crucible and New World are both Amazon games.
Oh, well, Crucible was the one that looked odd and just kind of bombed pretty quickly. So Amazon aren't new to gaming, but they are new to cloud gaming as they announce its cloud gaming service, and it's called Luna. Written by Nunneley for VG247, the article says, "Today, Amazon revealed Luna, its new cloud gaming service, which has been in the works since 2019. Amazon Luna was announced today and allows you to stream games without lengthy downloads, updates, or complicated configurations. Early access is now open in the US, and you can request an invitation through here, which is a link in the article. Luna allows you to play on one screen and pick up and continue on another. At launch, it will be available on Fire TV, PC, and Mac, as well as on apps for iPhone and iPad, with Android coming soon. Players can subscribe to the Luna Plus game channel, which offers games such as Resident Evil 7, Control, and Panzer Dragoon, as well as A Plague Tale Innocence and The Surge 2, Ukulele, and The Impossible Lair, Iconoclasts, Grid, Abzu, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. So Luna Plus will be offered at an introductory price of $5.99 per month during the early access period, with more titles to be added over time. Additionally, subscribers can play on 2 devices simultaneously and get resolutions of 4K 60 FPS for select titles. Amazon also announced a new gaming channel with Ubisoft, available directly through Luna. Players who subscribe to this channel will have access to Ubisoft titles in up to 4K resolution, mobile gameplay, and access to new titles when the channel launches, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Far Cry 6, and Immortals Phoenix Rising, the same day they release. This is the first of multiple Luna game channels in development. Players will also see Twitch streams for games in the service, and from Twitch, they'll be able to instantly start playing Luna games. There is also a controller on offer. The Luna controller promises low latency with cloud direct technology. Of course, you can also play with a keyboard and mouse, a Bluetooth game controller, or the new Luna controller. The Luna controller is Alexa enabled and features a multiple antenna design that prioritizes uninterrupted Wi-Fi for lower latency gaming. The Luna controller is available at an introductory price of $49.99 during the early access period. So there's a lot in there, if I'm being honest. So a lot to pick apart. I mean, begin wherever you want to begin, Bib. But Bib, thoughts?
It doesn't feel that long ago since another competitor took this approach, and I don't think... Has it been over a year since Stadia's been out now?
I think it
It
came out
must
in
be coming...
November, October, November. We're almost there. It's either
Yeah.
10 to 12 months. It's somewhere in that sort of pipeline. I
Uh,
mean, that
and
shows you how successful that is, because we ordered 2 and don't remember when it came out.
I mean, functionality-wise, it already seems straight out of the box that it's going to be potentially a little... They're going to have a lot more to offer than Stadia did at their launch. But I mean, again, this is... Well, it is. It's a slight dig at Stadia because I haven't, again, like you just mentioned, played on the console. Uh, I mean, that is in due part down to the fact that we haven't been in the office for 6 months of this year. But still, the likelihood that I would have even played it since we've been back in for 3 weeks is massively unlikely. But still, it's... Mm, it does offer a lot more. Whether I don't know, I honestly don't know. I mean, is this the right time for it? Are they looking over the fence at Stadium and go, we can do better than them? We're going to offer a lot more. We think people, because of the name of Amazon, will be able to pick this up and be able to play. I mean, yeah, I like the fact you can play it on Fire TV because I've got Fire Sticks all around the house, so that's great. Uh, not being able to play it on Android just yet is a bit of a bummer considering I've got Android tablets and phones. But having been able to play it on my PC as well, I'm not short of being at places to be able to play this. Put it that way. The game offering's pretty good as well. But yeah, I'm for once I'm going to sit on the fence with this because I don't know what's just gone on with Stadia. Is this too soon for it? So I'm happy to just sit on the fence and not tear it apart and not give it too much props as well. I like what they're doing. I think they've got more to offer out of the box than Stadia did, which is fantastic, really, because they've come out nearly a year later, or will be coming out nearly a year later. So they've had a lot of time to look at the competition around them and then make decisions based on that, which I think people have been a little bit too hasty when it comes to making big decisions in video games, rather than taking the time to have a look around, get as much evidence or as much inspiration as they possibly can to be able to try and make a better product down the line. So I'm more than happy for once in my life when it comes to video games to sit on the fence and just see how this one plays rather than just tearing it apart.
Um, First things, actually. Good morning, Salty Dog. I didn't shout you out. Thank you very much for being here from the very start. Much appreciated. And Bacon Shin, hey dude, welcome in, welcome in.
Hey, morning guys.
Um, the iPhone functionality is the interesting shit here. I mean, that definitely. We will get onto that bit, but yeah, I completely agree. That's with everything that's been happening with xCloud and not having that on iPhone. The fact that this is going to have an iPhone app, and the fact that they are confident enough to put that into their marketing after everything that's already happened with xCloud, it kind of makes you think, okay, what is happening there? Anyway, before I jump into that though, let me just start off on the very simplest thing. So the controller that comes with Luna, the Luna controller, I believe that was the name. Hopefully this is the right. I'm going to do a display capture. Hopefully this is right. Have you seen this controller before? There we go. On the left we have a Luna controller. On the right we have an Xbox controller. I know all controllers are very similar, but I have a white Xbox controller in my hand here, and when I put that up, it's pretty much the same. Like, what's the word? Silhouette as that. It's almost identical. So I've just grabbed one on screen, a similar one. It's almost exactly pound for pound the same thing. The buttons look very similar, X, Y, A, and B. The sticks are in the similar sort of position with the ribbed edge and the concave internal. There's a big round not hollow, illuminated button in the middle. There's the up, down, left, right D-pad in the bottom left corner. It's a very, very similar design to the Xbox controller. Not a bad thing. The Xbox controller is obviously a really good controller, so not a bad
I
thing.
think it looks more like a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it does, absolutely. I mean, that's a similar one in terms of that looks... Let me bring the Switch Pro controller on. That looks kind of similar. There we go. Switch Pro controller. So let me bring that one out as a separate... There we go. On that side. Get on that side. There we go. So, left is the Luna controller. Right is just a bunch of images for the Switch Pro controller. So yeah, very similar to the Switch, especially with the lines at the top, so you can see the faceplate. It's kind of like a merge between the two. The button form of an Xbox controller with the shape and design of a Switch Pro controller. We'll call it a Switchbox controller. That's it. That's the one. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, even the obviously the lettering that's on the controller, and the options button of start and select if you're old school. I think they're pretty much the same as well. Like, they're pretty much identical, barring the voice control thing that's in the just off center. That's pretty much nailed on to look exactly like they've just. Hey, bro, can I have a look at your copy? Can I copy your own work? But not exactly. You know what I mean?
So that's the
Very
simplest thing. So the controller comes out, and it's kind of hard to get a controller wrong if you stick in that same ballpark. The Google Stadia controller's a really decent controller. Actually, it feels really nice. Feels really sturdy, good build quality. Can't fault it. It's a good controller. Fault the service entirely, but the controller really good. Anyway, so jumping back through this, so. There is a number of games coming for it. There is more than 2, so that's more than Stadia already. Mike! No idea why I can see it in the chat, but the alert hasn't popped. He's converted from a Prime Gaming sub to a Tier 1 sub. Mike, thank you very much for that, dude. I don't know why that hasn't popped. The alert box is there.
What does it mean, converted from a Prime Gaming to a... Oh, does it mean he's gone from paying to... like a resubscribe?
I think so. So like he was a Prime.
I've never done that before.
Prime sub before. Like it's all confusing now because they have stuff like convert from a Prime to a Tier 1, and then they have like extended his sub, and it's like, is that adding one on the end of it? Is it a 2 sub? I don't know what you mean. God damn it. But yeah, nice. Cheers for the resub, mate. There you go. Yeah, resub. Absolutely appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. Chucky, good morning, dude. Hey. So we're talking about Amazon have just launched or announced their new cloud gaming platform, Luna, which is coming in alpha. Actually, is it available yet? I can't remember if I had that, if there was a date in it. Anyway, if it's not available now, oh no, there you go. Early access is now open in the US, and you have to request an invitation. So it's in early access in an alpha period. It comes with games like Resident Evil 7, Control, Panzer Dragoon, Plague Tale: Innocence, The Surge 2, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, Iconoclast's Grid, Abzu or ABZU, and Brothers A Tale of Two Sons. Mike again, 510 bits. What a guy! That's got to be like 3,000 bits this week or something. That's incredible. Cheers, dude. Much appreciated.
Hero stuff. Thank you so much, mate.
Do you know, oh, and Bib. 26 months.
Hey, when you did the resub and I seen that, I was like, oh, I must have mine knocking about somewhere.
I've probably got mine as well, to be fair.
I subscribe to my own content, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But Mike, legendary stuff again, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, everyone for the subs. Everyone dropping subs, resubscribing, even dropping a Twitch Prime, which is free. But the fact that you drop that on us is all really good, because that does mean that we can do a lot more of this. Obviously, we have full-time jobs around this, so this, in essence, gets in the way of work. So the more that we get that kind of stuff, it helps us to put more time into this. So generally appreciate it. Summer as well with 300 bits. Thank you for Train. Hey, hey.
Thank you so much, guys.
You absolute heroes. Do you know what? It's been a while since we've activated that. Bacon Chin as well with 100 bits. Guy.
The time train has left the station, ladies and gentlemen.
Choo choo. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a hype train. So much appreciated. As mentioned though, without the hype train and stuff like that, it means a lot, because, like I say, we do have full-time jobs, so doing this around that kind of gets in the way of work, so we have to justify the time that we put into this. So anything that helps keep the lights on, as they say, really does help. So much appreciated. Thank you for getting us to a level 2 hype train. Yeah. Oh, Bacon Chin as well, dropping a gifted sub on David. Hey,
what a morning. This is great stuff.
Oh, incredible. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Genuinely appreciate it. It does mean a lot. Which is actually really good, because, do you know what? It's nice for you guys showing us the charity when we're doing the same sort of thing as well later on. And another 100 bits from Bacon Chin.
Is this a little competition that's going on in the chat now, or what? Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
This is the day where we go, yeah, we're going to fly through everything today. We've not done anything for like 5 minutes now, because we're talking about bits. And do you know what? It's a good problem to have. Genuinely appreciate the support. You absolute heroes. Right, that's all my McMuffin money. Do you know what? We're happy to keep you away from the McMuffins. I mean, I do absolutely love a sausage and egg McMuffin, I'm going to say. But we're happy to be here to help keep you healthy by taking the McMuffin money and absolutely dropping it into bits and stuff. Much appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Everyone as well. I mean, we've just had hundreds of bits, thousands, probably over 1,000 bits already-ish this morning, and a few subs already. Very much appreciate it. But yeah, jumping back in, Crispo! Morning, lads. I finally have a day off. Yes! Hey! Yes! Welcome in, Crispo. Welcome in. If you'd have been here like 2 minutes ago, you'd have probably got yourself all sorts of gifted subs and stuff. So that's what you get for having 1 day off and coming in 2 minutes too late. Honestly, mate. Honestly. How's things, dude? We were talking about Amazon Luna. So that's Amazon's new cloud gaming offering. So they have a bunch of games. It's in early access now, but the interesting thing is it's on Fire TV. It's an Amazon device. That's kind of to be expected. That's basically the Google Chromecast dongle thing, but Amazon's version. Okay, well, that makes sense. It's on PC and Mac. Understandably, that works. But it's the apps within iPhone and iPad with Android coming soon. That's the bit that's bizarre. How does that work? Yeah. Because
is it not? Well, it won't be classed as an exclusive either, then, would it? Or will it for a certain amount of time?
It depends. I mean, the fact that they have mentioned Android coming soon makes me think no. Because if they were saying they wouldn't mention the enemy. They'd be like console exclusive for a limited time or something like that. So yeah, it can't be an exclusive. It can't.
It must just be a technological thing or something. I don't know. I'm not technically minded when it comes to that kind of stuff, so I have no idea. Oh my god. Mike again with 1,000 bits. Mate, keep the money to yourself. We've had this discussion.
You're a student, man. Mike dropping, he says hype train complete. That's what you think. It's going to go to the next level now. You've just started it again. Level 2 complete. 1,000 bits from Mike. What a guy.
Thank you so much, mate.
So there we go. Level 3. Honestly, that's far enough. We appreciate the support. I mean, I say that, okay. Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Lads, what is going on? 5 gifted from Robo City. Thank you, Robbo. Lads, keep the money to yourselves, man.
Do you know what? That is incredible. That is incredible. Like I said, we absolutely genuinely appreciate it because it means we can do more of this. But we weren't saying it as like debating, as in give us all of your subs and stuff. Now it's incredible though. Robbo, thank you very much for the 5 gifted. Symphony of Destruction, Sumner, Crispo, AC Matt, and LB all getting gifted subs. Nice, still coming through. Yeah, stay frosty. Yeah, appreciate it, Robbo. What a guy. What a guy. Level 4 hype train. I think that's the furthest we've ever been.
That is and then Bacon's still dropping bits.
Another 300.
Oh my god, the old Bacon bits, great style.
Oh, do you know what? Genuinely appreciate it. It means it. And Mike again with another 50 bits.
Lads, put your money away. Just put that up and keep your wallet in your pants, man.
Crispo says, "I want bacon." You got a gifted sub. That's better than bacon. McMuffin sub kind of thing. So, do you know what? Genuinely appreciate that. I was trying to, whilst that was happening, I was trying to open up to see if I could drop my Twitch. Okay.
You kind of do it.
Okay, I will do that. Robbo as well with another 37 bits. It just keeps coming. Thank you very much, guys. Mike just earned a new 5k bits badge as well. Posture check as well. Everything's going on in the chat.
This level 4, man. I've never seen a level 4 in our channel before. This is some fucking amazing shit.
Do you know what? Genuinely, we appreciate it. You don't have to do any more, but we genuinely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Craig with the hype train. Yeah, I mean, I can't even keep track of what's happened. Do you know what? It means a lot. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Absolutely. But that's enough. Stop it now. Keep your money to yourselves. Treat yourself. It's the weekend. Get yourself a nice McMuffin in the morning. Hey, and there's another one.
Nice one, Danny. This is D.
The most beautiful woman in the world. I mean, Bibby probably would fight me for that one, but the most beautiful woman in the world has just dropped
I'm not
prime.
you for your wife, mate. I mean,
I was going to say. Stay frosty. Okay, there we go.
Right. Robbo, why? Why?
That is ridiculous. Robbo with another 5 gifties.
Stay frosty, yeah.
Spamfish, Lil Poop TV, the Mike Thor, Guavs, and Buddha Player. Buddha Players even. All enjoy the gifties. Do you know what? If you get one, feel free to thank as well. It's always good to share the thanks. This is incredible. Level 5 on the hype train, 67% of the way through. I need to drop mine, but I can't log into it because I'm logged in as ice cream already.
Can't believe it. I honestly can't believe this.
See who I'm logged in as.
This is mega. Like, fuck the news, man. This is massive. Like, Robbo dropping. Is that 10 gifted subs in the chat? Bacon Chin dropping bits all over the place. Mike now exceeding and getting a bits badge. This is mega. I've never seen anything like this before.
Level 5 hype train, 2/3 of the way through. Ridiculous. God, you keep talking. Forget the news. Everyone listen to the demand. I'm sorry. There's no loot for you. Just listening to us have the best day ever.
Well, again, as Graham said, this is all likes and Mike stuff. But at this moment in time, you lot need to keep your money in your pockets because, yeah, this is mental. And it feels like like you say, it sounds like you're kind of baiting it at this point, but I'm genuinely not. This is a lot of money that you lot are pouring into this, and I can understand why, because it's fucking top tier quality. Do you know what I mean? But still.
Frosty, yeah.
And another one, Robbo, put your fucking money in your pocket, man.
Tharian Drake, good morning, dude. Good morning. You've come in and we we're a bit screwed because you know everything's happening. It's all wonderful. Everyone's been super generous to us this morning, so we were going to do the scoop, but now we're just being hijacked by generosity. Good morning. Enjoy the sub this morning. So we were going to do the scoop, but mute, resubscribe. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Boom. Okay. Okay. Has it let me do it? Without killing the stream?
Level 5. Level 5. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it.
Stay thrust.
There we go!
And there we go.
Hey! Oh, do you know what? That is an absolute team effort. For those of you can't see it if you're not in the stream, if you watch it on YouTube later on, we've just hit 100% on level 5 hype train. I think that's it. I think that's the hype train complete. That's the first time we've ever done that. Do you know, everyone?
Yeah, it is final level. Oh my god! So we've actually got and completed level 5 hype train. My god, this is the biggest game of them all. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? You were all here. You all saw it happen. This is amazing. This is amazing. You all made it happen. Do you know what? Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. As mentioned, we weren't debating at all. We weren't trying to get you to give us subs. Any subs do help us do more of this content, so we absolutely, really, really appreciate it. But then we didn't expect to get like 1,000 subs or whatever it was in a day. That's incredible. Obviously, do you know what? It means a lot. Everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Including you, babe, and me. Thank you, us guys as well. We all did it. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. Anyway, hype over. Woosah. Back in the room. Amazon Luna. That's what we were talking about. Yes, there we go. So Amazon Luna is the new cloud gaming service coming from Amazon. It has a bunch of games coming. You can play it on Fire TV, PC, Mac, but iPad and Android. That is baffling. How does that work? Sumner says Twitch. Complete it, mate.
Apparently so.
Shaw says I missed the hype. Yeah, we just level 5 hype train. We've never got to level 4 before. We've just hit level 4, passed through level 4, hit level 5, and then just absolutely flew through that as well, because Robbo was dropping gifts left, right, and centre. Rob, genuinely appreciate it. Mike as well, everyone. All of the gifts, all of the bits from You're All Beautiful. Appreciate it. So, yeah. 40 seconds left. I mean, it's fine. It says keep going until the clock runs out. You don't have to. We've done it. You don't do any more. This is fine. That's incredible. Do you know what? It's amazing. Thank you very much for making a nice Friday morning work. As mentioned, it's fitting. There we go. Hype train complete. Yeah.
Yes.
Received a level 4 hype train remote. Okay. Choo. Yeah, it's fitting because we are taking part in the Chicken for Charity. So let me type that in for you. !C4C. Boom. So we're taking part in Chicken for Charity today to raise money for special effects. So it's nice that people are giving us charity on the day that we're giving to charity as well. So do you know, it's nice. Thank you very much. Anyway, we must crack on. Because of Chicken for Charity, we have to keep the pace up today, which we've instantly gone off the train for.
Yeah.
The show says, fuck's sake, I bought bits and finished the purchase at 1 second left. It's all right, save it. It's fine. Yeah. We've had plenty, literally. We've had plenty. Like I say, it all helps us do more of this content, but you know, just keep it steady. It's fine, nice. You don't have to get yourself skinned or anything. It's fine. So Luna Plus, there we go. $5.99 a month, offers 4K 60 FPS games. Where have we heard that before? It offers massive games at launch. Where have we heard that before? It comes with a controller. Although the controller is an optional extra. You can play it on TVs and all sorts of other devices. It has low latency gaming, apparently. Where have we heard that before? On the surface, this sounds very, very much like Google Stadia. But like I said, the two bits that catch my interest is how can they mention playing on Apple devices right now? How does that work? Because Xbox Game Pass can't do that without having every single game rated for use on their store. So are Amazon going to do that? Or have they struck a deal that Xbox couldn't do? And then the other bit is Amazon obviously owns Twitch. Amazon owns us. But it says players will also see Twitch streams for games in the service. And from Twitch, they'll be able to instantly start playing Luna games. So imagine me and Bibby are playing PUBG later on. Now, forget PUBG. Let's stick to a game that they're actually announcing. So imagine Assassin's Creed Valhalla at launch. We're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're streaming the gameplay in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You could watch that through their channels within Luna and then just launch the game directly from there. Oh, I like this. I see what Bibby's done there. Bosh. Or more likely, if it was PUBG, oh, I like this, but Graham can't play very well. I'll show him how it's done. That's probably the way it would be. So yeah, interesting. Google went in with all of the might and the money and the chest puffed out, but didn't really have any knowledge. Amazon has games development and games products already running in that sphere already. So could they be more successful with it? Potentially.
Mm.
The-
I said I'm more than happy on this one just to be able to sit on the fence and see how this one plays out. I think that what they've come out of the box with potentially is a lot better than what the Stadia offered. But we talked about this. We talked about Google not doing enough research to potentially come out with something strong. It felt like the people who were making the decisions as to what they was going to be launching with, and subsequently what happened, what came out after launch, was potentially their biggest downfall. So hopefully they will have done as much research as they could, looked at what the other competitors are doing. Because don't forget, we've still got xCloud on the way. That'll be getting bundled in with your Xbox Ultimate. So that could be something that's massive and change the game completely as well. So we've got both. We've got three different companies trying to do streaming, video game streaming. That's massive in 2020. That is massive. It's just how many hurdles they can overcome down the line. Because at the moment, Stadia's fallen at the first one, in my opinion. In my opinion, again, I haven't played it for quite a while now, so I don't know if it's changed enough for me to be able to give it a massive thumbs up. But hopefully Amazon, and we know it. For me, I'm comfortable in saying that I think xCloud will probably nail it because they've got as much experience in providing video games to consumers than the other two that are in the race. So
I mean,
it's going to be an interesting year, I think.
using xCloud as an example, and talking about how Amazon are they've been kind of looking at how things have happened previously and what to do. They've nailed it already compared to what Stadia have done because of two simple words: early access. We've said that already. xCloud came out in early access. Amazon have gone, okay, we want to do this stuff, but we don't want to go, yeah, we're big dick swinging kind of thing like Google. We're Google. We do shit amazingly. Next year, 4K gaming, 60 FPS, all the things, all the places, all the time. In reality, what happened was you got a little USB stick that you plugged into your TV that overheated and then made you feel like your house was going to set on fire, and none of the games were available, and they didn't play very well, and nobody else was playing, and it was all stupidly priced and so on. Whereas Amazon have gone, oh, actually, here's specific games that you're getting. We're working with Ubisoft, and they will have a specific channel that's going to bring you Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which isn't out yet. So something that isn't out that's big and announced and will be available in 4K 60 FPS. Nice. Far Cry 6 isn't announced. Same thing again. Immortals, Phoenix Rising, same again. So 3 big games from Ubisoft. 3 of the biggest games for next gen. I mean, that's because there's not really many games announced for next gen. But even still, by proxy, 3 of the biggest games for next gen are already locked down and will be available on this in early access and will be available across multiple devices. Huge messaging. Just home they done shit a brick and just suddenly realised, actually, we know we said we would deliver a product and it would look like A, but in reality, it's more like F. And that's essentially what Stadia did. If Amazon can stick to what they're trying to do with Luna, then it's good. I don't see why they all keep creating their own controllers. I mean, surely using a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, as Apple have done with the Apple Arcade stuff, surely that's where you get into it. But then again, maybe not. Maybe they do want to get into that.
It all comes down to branding, then, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
they would. Why would they want to have a PlayStation controller controlling their brand new system? And marketing it with your own controller. I mean, if it's cheap enough, what's this controller? Was it 49 quid?
Yeah, an early access price of 49 quid. I mean, I suppose you're right, because if you haven't got a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC and you want to get into gaming, then why would you go out and buy a PlayStation controller when you could just get the Amazon controller that you know is going to work perfectly with it as well? What do we think of the name? What does everyone think of Luna? I mean, I instantly think of a Harry Potter character myself. And not only that, if I don't think of Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, I think of Lumia, which is what makes the lights in my room react whenever anyone subs or whatever. Actually, I say that. Were they reacting? I don't know if they were. Let me.
Stay frosty, yeah?
They actually weren't. Boo!
Hype train.
Isn't Luna a porn star, says Crisp? Yes. Show says software is all well and good, but hardware is where the control is. Oh, no pun intended.
Luna is bad and she's cat. Is it? Why does it not work? My Lumia stream didn't work anymore. Okay, well, I'll fix that some other time. And never mind. I can press the disco button though. Yeah. Isn't Luna a porn star? Same. Luna from Harry Potter. That's exactly what I was thinking. Lumia. Yeah, Lumia stream. That's what usually makes my lights go all whoop whoop whoop. But it's decided to shit itself in its last update. So nice. Anyway,
Graham, we've got 20 minutes left.
I know. I'm just trying to get rid of the red porn star light in the room. Like I don't mention porn star, and that's it. There we go. Back normal. Okay, we'll move on from that. We have 3 stories that we can squash pretty quickly into one, so that's not too bad. I thought of Luna as in Goldust's manager. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, next news article of the day, which will tee up 3 articles that link in very closely. As mentioned, we didn't stay away from the new consoles for long. Is Japan's initial Xbox Series X/S pre-orders have quickly sold out everywhere. So Xbox's next-gen consoles are seemingly off to a positive start in the region. This is written by Andrew Robinson for VGC, and it says major Japanese retailers quickly sold out of their initial Xbox Series X and S pre-orders on Friday in what appears to be a positive start for Microsoft's next-gen consoles in the region. Pre-orders for the Series X and S open at midnight Japan time, and the more expensive Series X model sold out in less than 20 minutes on Amazon Japan. An hour later, the Series S was also sold out at the retailer. Major Japanese electronics chains Yodobashi, Softmap, and Bic Camera had sold out of their initial Xbox Series S and X stock within just a few hours of opening pre-orders. Likewise, Microsoft's official Japanese store had sold out of both Series S and X. Given Xbox's historically poor market performance in Japan, Series X and S stock allocation is unlikely to have been high for the region's pre-orders. Regardless, it's a positive start in a country where Xbox has typically struggled, but one which it claimed on Thursday had recently become its fastest growing. I did see that comment about it becoming fastest growing, but if something's really shit and you sell nothing, but then you sell 3, in terms of percentages, that's an easy statement to make. But anyway, commenting on the pre-order performance on Friday, head of Xbox Phil Spencer said he was humbled, but added that it was the first step in a much longer marathon. Xbox kicked off its Japanese promotion on Thursday during the All Digital Tokyo Game Show, where it highlighted local games coming to the Series X and S, including Resident Evil 7, Capcom's Pragmata, SNK's Samurai Spirits, and Yuji Naka's Balan Wonderland. Earlier on Thursday, Microsoft Japan had even announced a small price cut for the Series S model to put a 10,000 yen, which is 75 quid, gap between it and Sony's digital edition PS5. Speaking during the TGS livestream on Thursday, Xbox boss Phil Spencer claimed the platform holder had learned from past mistakes and intended to better cater to Japanese players during this console generation. That will include launching Xbox Series X and S in Japan on November 10th, a day and date with our biggest global markets, and bringing cloud gaming service xCloud to the country in the first half of 2021. Let's leave that there. Don't need to go any further into that. We can get the gist of it. Xbox smashing it in Japan. Thoughts, babe?
Well, when you only have 10 consoles to sell in Japan, obviously they are going to sell out regardless of how much they provide, how much they like Microsoft products. I mean, that is obviously the joke. They didn't have to. Microsoft in the US did not send 10 consoles over for pre-order. That is obviously a joke, but I mean, I don't know. It will never change the shift. PlayStation will always be dominant over there. I can't see a Xbox making a dent in that. I think they offer a PlayStation. PlayStation is known as a JRPG machine over there. Do you know what I mean? Xbox tried to do that back on the 360. They did actually make some banging Xbox 360 games with
Give me my
JRPG
baby.
ones, but PlayStation just do it better when it comes to JRPGs. They're still churning out games on the PS Vita over there. it's like it's PS Vita over it, well and truly dead. Over there, they're still throwing out JRPGs on that console.
Well and truly dead. I
So-
don't know about, mate. It was in the Last of Us Part 2 trailer, mate. What are you on about?
but yeah, it'll never compete with the PlayStation, albeit it will offer some services that some may find interesting. But yeah, in terms of making a dent, this is just a very, very small one.
Spike, good morning. Says, "Give me my baby." I don't,
Yeah.
I don't get the reference. but you can keep the baby, not the baby, but the baby. Good morning, though. Thank you very much. What a morning for generosity on this channel. Spike with his 9-month. Oh, I get it now. That's it. There's the baby. Yeah, I understand. Oh no, yeah, he's mentioned it in the chat now. Okay, I got there eventually. Yeah, what a I was going to swear out of surprise of the generosity. We've had a very, very not a good morning, but because it's not good to just take things off people, but it's been a wonderful morning. Thank you very much, everyone, for dropping all of the subs and the bits and gifties. Do you know what? It means a lot. Thank you very much. I've said it a few times already. I'll say it again.
Heroes.
Say it again.
Heroes.
24/7 Gaming Hub says, I don't know what to go for. So many options. But he also says RPGs are boring. It depends. Some people think that. I'm not the biggest RPG guy, but some people absolutely are. For a lot of people, sports games are boring. And that's understandable too. I mean, I love sports games, but it's the same game year after year after year after year after year, which is understandable. If you're not into that, you're not. Just the beauty is we're all different. But yeah. Speaking of sports games, we'll keep on with the overall Xbox conversation, but I'll jump into the next news article. As Football Manager returns to Xbox, as Football Manager 21 release date is announced. This is written by Sam France for Goal. Potentially the first time that Goal have appeared on the scoop. So, do you know what, guys? Congratulations. Enjoy this day. You've achieved. That's all I'm saying. Early access will be available around 2 weeks before the main release. As Sports Interactive provides details on FM Touch and FM Mobile. Football Manager is returning to Xbox for the first time in over a decade. Sports Interactive has announced Football Manager 21 will be available to buy on November 24th with new features and licensing updates to be revealed in early October. The Xbox version of FM21 has been modelled on the more streamlined touch version of the game and will be released after the main game in December. A press release said, modelled on the popular touch series, the Football Manager 2021 Xbox Edition thrusts you onto the big stage with a tailored version of the game that's been fully customised for optimal performance with the Xbox controller. Microsoft's Play Anywhere functionality allows you to kick off your career in style on console and then pick up your season on any Windows 10 PC. Keep an eye on our social media channels in early November for full details and functionality info. That is class for me. I mean, not that I'm going to play Football Manager, but the idea of being able to start on my console and then just rock up at the office and on lunchtime think, fuck it, I'm going to keep playing it on this PC and then go back home and keep playing on console. That is the future, and it's here right now, ladies and gentlemen. Football Manager director Miles Jacobson explained on Twitter why FM would be available on Xbox but not PlayStation. Okay, he says it in this tweet, but he also said it in a bunch of replies to Bib, because Bib is an absolute Football Manager influencer, is all I'm saying. But he said, being asked this a lot, we'll get into trouble for answering. Our friends at Xbox have spent years asking for us to come back to their consoles. It's how both FM19 and FM20 ended up on Games Pass towards the end of the cycle. And now FM21 on Xbox One and Series XS, Sony didn't. That's the key bit there. So Xbox wanted them to come back and ask them for it. Sony didn't. So as well as the flagship PC game, Football Manager Touch and Football Manager Mobile are also returning with a release scheduled for December. However, players who don't want to wait for the initial November 24th deadline can get a head start with Football Manager 21 Early Access, which comes with a free edition of FM21 Touch. Early Access is expected to be available around 2 weeks before the full release on the Epic Game Store and Steam. While specific new features haven't yet been revealed, Sports Interactive have promised the following. FM21 delivers dynamic and fresh, true-to-life management experiences that renew the focus on you, the beating heart of your football club. You're equipped with more tools than ever before to develop your managerial prowess and command success at your club. New additions and game upgrades produce unparalleled levels of football authenticity, as well as extra layers of depth and drama. Interesting.
Love it.
What do you
Love
think?
it.
What do you think?
Well, I posted a tweet out yesterday saying, I mean, this was 17 years ago, but I don't know if a lot of people I know in the chat are very similar age to me, so this may be relevant to them as well. Back in the day, when you used to have one home computer, and if you had siblings and you had to try and fight for a couple of hours on it, you'd be tossing up between trying to chat up birds on MSN or playing Football Manager, because back in the day, you really had two laptops, you couldn't really have two monitor screens. So I would spend most of my time playing Football Manager either at my friend's house or on consoles like this. So Championship Manager 5, I spent too much time playing that on my PlayStation 2. For Premier Manager, that was like £4, you know what I mean? That's like an unlicensed game. And then the Pierre de Resistance, LMA Manager 2007 on the console. So having these games, having manager games back on your console, albeit back then, was the only way that I was able to play it at any given time that I wanted to, because obviously I didn't have access to a PC at any given time.
Crispo just said hi ASL in the chat.
ASL, yeah. So yeah, it's having been. I don't think it'll, for nostalgia reasons and being able to play these games wherever you want. That's fantastic. But I mean, for me, back in the day, that was the only way that I was able to play these games to their absolute max. Kids don't have to worry about that nowadays because they have Football Manager on mobiles, on tablets, on consoles, or Nintendo Switch over the last couple of years, and I have on my PC because I have the ability to take it to Gamescom, take it to London to do EGX, just play it wherever I feel like playing it. So that's a massive thing. But it's a shame that I was speaking to Miles and tweeting him yesterday, and he hinted at this could come to Sony too if they ask for it. Because all he kept on saying was PlayStation haven't asked for it. ... PlayStation haven't asked for it. ... If PlayStation asks for it, I assume it will come over. Because I mean, we've got a touchpad on there, so you could hold L2 to select your play. You could use the touchpad to be able to drag that player to whatever position you want. So they have the ability to be able to play it really, really well with PlayStation controller. I just don't think Sony fancied it, and that's the difference.
There's a good comment in the chat from Spike. I know that's not usually something that I say, but there we are. It's 2020, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm joking. So Spike initially said, "I don't blame Sony. Most FM players will be on the PC already. I bet it doesn't sell as well on consoles." To which Mike says, "It makes sense for Sony as their biggest markets won't be interested in it. Will be a part of Game Pass." Whereas Spike says, "That's fair enough, but it doesn't benefit Sony to have it. Most people will play on PC, whereas Game Pass is PC and Xbox. Sony would essentially have to find a way to give it free if they took it on. It's not worth it from their point of view, in my opinion." Very, very good point. I mean,
see, I'm just going to jump in here very quickly because this is a prime example. I've got this. I did buy this on PS Vita, Football Manager 2014, and with this version, because it was the classic version, you could actually move your save from the PS Vita in the cloud onto your PC. So you could do crossplay with that as well. I don't know whether or not that's going to be the same going forward, but it has been done before.
So there you go. Confirmed. Football Manager 21 is coming to the Vita, and you can do crossplay. That's what Bibby's just confirmed. You heard it here first. He's best mates with Miles at SI, so you know that's all I'm saying. So, I did have the tweet on screen.
Actually banging game this.
So there's Bibby's tweets. FM21 come to the Xbox, a huge deal. Back in the days when we only had one laptop in the house and it was a fight for who gets an hour or two on it, CM on my chunky Xbox was a blessing. Well played, Miles and the Football Manager team. And then even Crispo's in there. Look at that in the replies. But then, yeah, Miles obviously jumping in and stuff. So Tom Hignett says, "What? PlayStation need a manager game," whereas Miles said if they agreed, then they expect they'd have been in touch with me, but they haven't, so...
yeah, it's very open-ended.
I mean, it's understandable why Miles is taking that angle, because he would like to see his game in multiple platforms. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, PlayStation, if it's on Sega and Sports Interactive... Like my Xbox have said we want to have the game on our systems. They're not going to pay for it to be on their systems. So the loss at anything, if anything, comes from Sports Interactive. So surely if PlayStation go, yeah, absolutely would love one. I mean, what are SI looking for there? PlayStation haven't been in touch. So do they need funding to make it happen? Because, I mean, that's not how video games works. If you're a publisher, a developer kind of thing, you create your game, develop it, you publish it, you put it on discs or digital stores or whatever, you mark it, and then people buy it. Jobs are good at. So why can't they do that? without PlayStation reaching out, because you don't need PlayStation to reach out to be able to do that. Indie developers don't sit there and go, well, I'm not going to create a game until PlayStation tells me that they want Limbo creating, because PlayStation aren't going to sit there and think of that. That's where I don't understand that process. I mean, I get that it's going to Xbox because they've shown more interest. And maybe that's a number two thing again. Xbox are thinking outside the box. They are trying to satisfy needs of people because they want to make up the ground on PlayStation. PlayStation don't want to upset the apple cart. Okay, we're miles in front. We're selling FIFA because we're partnered with them now. We're selling shitloads of COD because we're partnered with them. They're not even thinking about anything new. So the fact that I'm not saying manager games are dead, they're probably not on the same level of FIFAs or CODs, but there's still a massively passionate and massively influential community out there. And stereotypically, a lot of people that play managerial games are a little older, so not necessarily your 12-year-old stereotypical Fortnite kids. These are people that have got a bit more disposable income. So clearly they can spend money on the game and any extras or additional bits or whatever. So there's definitely a good marketing audience there, and Xbox have gone, okay, we'll take that. But yeah, why? I don't get why PlayStation need to be in touch for this to be a thing. I'm not sure. Spike says, sounds to me like Football Manager are pushing for it, and Sony are like, no, you're okay. We have plenty to play on the PC. A little bit. It could be, or it could be just a case of, no, well, we're not stopping you from doing it, but why do you want preferential treatment for us? So yeah, I mean, obviously just trying to play devil's advocates here. Sega to Microsoft confirmed. Yeah. Where's Jordan? Where's Jordan? I don't have time to get into a relationship because of Football Manager, says Mike. It's a good job because you're spending all your money here in bits and stuff. Stop it.
Yeah, well, Crisp said I got dumped twice because of FM. Well, obviously she couldn't handle the pressure of being, with someone who's an established Football Manager, winning the league back to back. It comes with a lot of fame, so clearly she couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that's what Short says. Yeah, you won the league, Crispo. Worth it. Crispo says, these U's won't develop themselves.
Well, I remember playing this one was a banger of a game. I bought FIFA Manager for like 3 or 4 years after this one. Fantastic game. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore.
This stream was all engineered just so that Bibby could show his managerial game collection. By the way, he's had them in a box at the side of the stream for about 100 and some episodes. Or what we on 200 episodes or whatever? How many episodes of the Scoop now? A lot of episodes.
238, something like that.
Yeah, so 238 episodes of the Scoop before he finally gets to show off his managerial collection. He's got 12 more to go. We're here for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god! I mean, we can go, but I was praying that Miles tweeted something like this, so I could go, "Here we go, boys. Scoop's established for tomorrow. I've got all the presentation items that I need to show off."
Iceman says,
"As manager, if you want."
It's alright, mate. It's alright. Not for that one. Just think we've seen enough. Chill out, mate. Maybe can't stand up anyway. If he stands up, then you might see below his waist, and at the moment, that's not safe for Twitch. Jason! I had the FMH games on PSP. I'm guessing that's handheld. And I've played the last 2 FM games on Switch. No matter what, the best version will always be PC because of the modability.
Absolutely.
Spike says, genuine question. Other than the playing on the move, what could a console version bring that the PC doesn't? Most people old enough to be interested in gaming and football management games have a PC. I mean, kind of. I know a lot of old people that wouldn't be interested in playing football games, but would be interested in playing managerial games. But PC is like it's a lot of console gamers are scared of PCs. So people that even aren't gamers having something that's a PC. I know you can just get a casual desktop kind of thing, but PC can be quite scary. I think the only thing you've kind of nailed it, other than being having it on the move, not necessarily about being on the move, but I think it's more casual's not the right word. Maybe approachable, accessible. Console gaming is more successful, air quotes, than PC across all markets because of its accessibility. The thing with the console is it's just a box that you plug into your TV. Your PC, you can get much better, air quotes, gaming from a PC, but it requires knowledge or it requires systematic upgrades or arguably more cost over a generation. I mean, the 3080 graphic cards, that good luck buying one of those, by the way. The 3080 graphics cards is the same price as the next gen console, and that's just one component of a PC to make it last almost as long as the console generation. So, yeah, it's accessibility. That's what it is. It's same with anything that's on console. If it's not a first party thing that's based on product, if it's a game that's on PC, the only reason to go to console is for audience share and accessibility. PUBG was a PC game, you can tell with the way it plays on console, but it's a PC game that has gone to console for mass market access. That's all it is. Ferno says, "Baby, give us a tune."
Absolutely not.
Crispo says, "Gives a twirl, babs, eh?"
Free the meat.
TOS, no, thank you. Yeah, but with consoles becoming more like PCs, I think the majority of it's cocktail sausage. So it's a wiener. I think the majority of gamers know PCs to agree now. I'd still say I disagree. I think the majority,
a lot of my friends are still massively, because they remember us playing like Football Manager 2007 on the 360. It's just accessibility, like being able to play it on the TV in the front room with your friends over PlayStation Network and stuff like that. That I think that's the best way for some people like that. I mean, I'd much rather play it on my PC, but if I've got the opportunity to be able to play it on my Switch and my PlayStation as well, so I can play with a variety of people, that's a different ball game then, no pun intended.
Ball game, but yeah, I don't think the majority of gamers know PCs to a degree now. I think that maybe the majority of gamers that we know, but we are the exception. We're all sat in a video game stream on Twitch, possibly even being watched on PC. So the people around us and in our circle of influence and in our social bubbles in real life or on Twitter will know PCs to a degree. But yeah, the overwhelming market doesn't. It is growing. Definitely is growing. The fact that you've learned to build a PC in the last few months, as you mentioned there. Similar thing with me. I know 2 years ago I knew nothing about PCs other than you can buy off the shelf ones. I would never considered building anything about a PC. I would never have known anything about graphics. Oh, he's back at it again. Honestly, Premier Manager 98.
I seen it being shouted up in the chat, and I was like, I've got that somewhere. Boom! Premier Manager 98.
Crispos Babes. Honestly, he is literally naked from the waist down. He has to be. Bacon Shin says, "Have you got Actua Soccer down there, Bibs?"
I actually haven't.
Don't make me get my Amiga Championship Manager 0102 edition, so Spike. Crispo says, "I still have mine in my dad's loft, I hope." Yeah, it's when you get up there and there's like a pigeon that's set up nest on top of it now. Mike says, "Adidas Power Soccer, I swear I played that with you at some point."
Yeah, we definitely would have played something like that at Lee's house.
100%. So yeah, anyway, I will jump ahead because Bibby sounds like he's finding more games.
Michael Owens World League Soccer 98.
Okay, on that note, full screen. Doom Eternal is coming to Xbox Game Pass next week. Written by Tom Ivan for VGC. This final article says available for console first and PC later in 2020. So surprise, surprise. Doom, which is a Bethesda game, is coming to Game Pass, which is a company that owns, made by Xbox, which is a company that owns Bethesda. So Microsoft announced that Doom Eternal will join Xbox Game Pass for console on October 1st. id Software's shooter will become the PC version of the subscription service. Will come to the PC version of the subscription service later this year too. Doom Eternal's first campaign expansion, The Ancient Gods Part 1, will be released on October 20th for Xbox One, PS4 and PC, and the game has also been confirmed for next-gen consoles. Microsoft announced this week that it is to acquire ZeniMax Media, or Zen IMAX Media, if you Graham and Bib, on Monday, and no idea what's going on in the world. Its game publisher Bethesda Softworks for $7.5 billion in cash. Employing some 2,300 staff worldwide, Bethesda Softworks studios include Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arcane, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. I will leave that there because it's all stuff that we've covered previously. But Doom Eternal is coming to Game Pass next week. So if you have Game Pass and you're aware of the Xbox purchase of Bethesda or ZeniMax Media, then unsurprisingly that's already starting to trickle out as Doom is coming to Game Pass for free if you're already paying for Game Pass, so it's not technically free, but for free within that ecosystem. I expected more to come to Game Pass. Didn't expect the news to come out in the exact same week. That is fast. That is rapid. This chat is the reason a console manager game has been needed, just for the nostalgia feel. Well, that's it though. I mean, this chat and that sort of nostalgia that has been thrown around there, because you can talk to anyone. I've had conversations with Paul Machin from Redman TV, and he was talking about how he used to get home from school and he had like almost like a Bible, like sheets of A4 paper of things that he's written down, plays that he should be looking for, and all these stats and all sorts of stuff. And he'd take it into school and share it with his mates, and they'd all put their own notes and stuff into it. And it's that level of nostalgia that people will have had from playing games 10, 15 years ago that don't have access to a PC, but have consoles in their house and aren't interested in getting a PC because of the that's a whole different beast. I mean, I've got a TV and I can stick a console under a TV, but having a PC and a monitor and all of that stuff that comes with it, do I need a printer or whatever? I mean, people will be literally asking questions along that line. Just having it come to console does revitalize that. So there definitely is a need for it. Just yeah, there is only a need for it if you're an Xbox player, obviously, because there's absolutely no need to have it on a PlayStation, because why would anyone that plays on a PlayStation want to have that novelty and nostalgia feel of games that they loved when they were younger? But I don't know, what do I know? I don't work for PlayStation. PlayStation, you want that game? But yeah, still come back to the same question. PlayStation probably are like, well, we don't want Football Manager, but why should we be going and asking for Football Manager? Surely Football Manager wants to come out of the PlayStation. They should be asking us for that to happen. Maybe. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Without having the intricacies of that conversation, we don't know where or why or how or what it's led to that. But for whatever reason, Xbox have shown more impetus, so the game is coming out on Xbox, as is Doom Eternal. And if you're in Japan, you'll be able to play both on the next generation of consoles, because Xbox has shown the fastest growth in that area. So rather than selling 4 consoles, they have now sold a confirmed 8. It's not really confirmed. It's probably not 8. It's probably more like 6, but still, even still, whatever. I'm not joking. Calm down. But yeah, let's leave it there. We do have to get off. We've got Masters of the League to jump onto. And then we need to get all set up for the special effect PUBG showdown later on today. Myself, Bib, will be joined by Beans and Alpe, aka Kangarilla Dog, for a squads stream for 5 hours-ish of PUBG content from 5 p.m. till 10 p.m. tonight. So if you want to join us, feel free. If you want to join us but want to see the whole game, then make sure you check out Special Effect on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/special effect. They will be broadcasting the whole show. And there's some really, really good talent in it as well. So there's full broadcast setup with casters and roving host commentators. So all of that sort of stuff. It's going to be a very, very big song. A big song and dance, so feel free to watch it on Special Effect, but also tune in on twitch.tv/icecreamuploads too. Yeah, nice. We aren't going to play very well. I'm going to throw that out now. We played yesterday, and it's safe to say you can tell that we haven't played much PUBG on PC. So we're going to play it for the memes and the bants, hopefully, and hopefully we can do a few silly plays and stuff and bring some entertainment and not just die first. But we'll see. We will see. Either way, whatever happens, if we do die first, if we pull off some amazing plays, or if we just play for bants or whatever happens, Special Effects is going to get a lot of money for them to allow people with disabilities to get into gaming. As the way they phrase it is to level the playing field for those with physical disabilities, to allow them accessibility to gaming, and that's what it's all about. So whether win, lose or draw, that's going to happen anyway. It's going to happen. Shaw says, my favourite gaming charity, love their work. Absolutely. Incredible. I think if you want a game on a console, you should be going to the console company. If a game is that big, then the company will come to you. If the company don't come knocking, that says all you need to know. Do you know what? I agree. It's probably easier for me to say that because I'm not a Football Manager fan. But I agree. Football Manager is a niche game. It's not a market leader. It's a market-leading managerial game, but in terms of sports games and that sort of stuff, it's a niche within sports games. So I completely agree with that. Football Manager fans probably don't want to hear that, but I do agree with it. If Football Manager wants to have market games manufacturers and first parties coming to them, they need to sell as much as Fortnite does on a daily basis. And that way, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, everyone will be coming to them trying to get the game. But that is what it is. Anyway, we're going to disappear. We will be back with our own football content. Managerial, that's even better than Football Manager. This will be Masters of the League. We are managers of Ice Cream Uploads FC, and we're going to continue with episode 44.
44.
Yeah, episode 44. After this, we are in the January transfer window, so we want your transfer suggestions. But before we jump off and jump back on with that, Bib, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, there is. If there is any video game news that you want to get our thoughts and impressions on, then all you need to do is find us on social media. Spoiler alert, it's Ice Cream Uploads across absolutely every major social media platform. Also, if you want to get a little bit more personal and intimate, then join us in our Discord. There's a little section in there that says The Scoop. All we need is the URL to the article, your thoughts and impressions. We will then add our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time on Monday, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m.
Ish.
Ish. Last thing to mention, well, a couple of things. Exclamation mark giveaway in the chat. As soon as you're all here, exclamation mark giveaway is a chance to win yourself some free Muscle Moose goodies. If you want to win some Muscle Moose goodies, then that's pretty much the only chance you've got now. We do have the Muscle Moose Cup. There is one event tonight, but that's almost booked out. I think it is fully booked. But we're just waiting for 2 people to confirm their places. So the only way you can win Muscle Moose goodies offers now is by entering the giveaway on social media. You can enter tonight's tournament, but you'd have to be a sub, and if a space frees up, then you might be able to get into the tournament. Anyway, the reason I'm saying that is because the tournament, whoever wins tonight's qualifier will qualify for the final on Wednesday. That is an 8-man tournament that we're playing. Whoever wins gets a Muscle Moose selection box and an Ice Cream Uploads hat, and that will be on the Twitch front page. So if you want to win some goodies and you can't qualify for that tournament, exclamation mark goodie is a good way to do that. And speaking of goodies, seeing as we've had so many subs today, so many gifties and all the rest, exclamation mark loot drop, no space, in the chat will show you how you can win goodies just for being an Ice Cream Uploads subscriber. You all have just subbed today, so you will be a subscriber on the next day that the loot drop happens, and that is the first Monday of the month, so it will be Monday the 5th of October. We will be giving a gift away in our Discord. You have to be a subscriber, which if you've all just subscribed today, you are, but you have to be in our Discord and linked your Twitch and your Discord accounts. If you don't link it, our Discord doesn't know you're a subscriber, therefore you can't enter. So you have to do that to be included in it. You then get access to the loot drop special area on Discord, and you can win yourself a prize. We haven't announced that yet, but we'll be announcing that very, very soon. So make sure you get yourself in Discord. And that's it. We are done. We'll be back in a few with Masters of the League. So thank you everyone for the immense support shown through the stream today. Hitting level 5 on the hype train. First time we've even got there, never mind smashing it. We appreciate it very, very much. Thank you very much. Until then, Bib, what they gotta do?
Stay.